Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody.
Hey guys.
My wife's hair was recently done. She looks fantastic.
You know, it's so blonde that it almost looks gray. And so my son says, yeah, that's right. I was like, gosh, I could go as like a white witch for Halloween or something. But Joe says to me, Mom, why do you look so old?
Yeah, I don't see it. So don't hold on to that kid's perspective. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's the toner. It will tone down at some point and not look so gray. But
you know, it's interesting. You just had your hair done, and that's something that you encouraged a whole bunch of people to do. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah,
right?
So I have a new ebook coming out here on my website, linda360.com, and it's free, and it's easy to read for anybody who's not really an avid reader.
Yeah.
This is the kind of ebook for you because it's mostly pictures. You know.
But it's great, actually. I've read it a couple times.
Yeah, it has good content, I think.
Stuff.
And so here's the book. It's called Making a Stronger You Without Having to Remake Your Whole Life. So, you know, and the idea is that I think all of us kind of get in a rut with our life. We, especially women, I think, and that we kind of we do things for other people more than we do for ourselves. We get in this rut. And sometimes we just need a redo. We need to remake ourselves or really it's more like coming to a fuller version of who we are instead of living in this rut that we're living in. But sometimes we think that in order to remake ourselves, in order to make a stronger version of who we are, we have to completely change everything in our life. We have to divorce our spouse. We have to move to a different country.
Yeah.
We have to do something really, really extreme. But the truth is that we become the best version of who we are, the more fuller, stronger version of who we are by little steps, little things along the way that build strength in us, build self-confidence in us, and all of that. And so that's what this book is. It's basically an idea, just giving you 10 ways that if you feel like you need a little boost of strength in who you are, a fuller version of who you are, there's 10 ways that you can do that. You don't have to do them all. You can pick one or two. And I think just those little bit of steps will make the biggest difference.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be an encouragement because you don't have to really... I think a lot of people wait to do something because they think I have to have this huge moment where basically I'm going to join the gym and I'm going to do all these things. So now it's start over time. And I think what I liked about the book, while there is the ultimate reality of kind of changing a lot of things for the positive, you invite people to do that through small, very doable steps. And that's, I think, why it was, I don't know, really exciting. And the idea of even something as simple as getting a hairstyle change could really, you know, make a noticeable difference in a person and how they approach their life.
Right. Because, I mean, I think for women, and I do think it is for men too, that the way we look, the way we perceive the way we look, does something to our psyche. And we walk with our head a little higher. Right after we walk out of the beauty salon, we want to go into the store. We just feel like flipping that hair because it looks so dang good, because those beauticians can make it look better than we could ever make it look. And so...
Here's what I've noticed. When I have a hairdo that I would like, I realize, but I'm missing key ingredients for the hairdo to actually, like, really do what it's supposed to do. Like, for example, I got one of those hairdos where I cut it really close on the side and I have that kind of 1950s, you know, vibe. But then I realized I'm missing two key components. One, I'm missing a metabolism. Two, I'm missing a beard. Like, I felt like...
Whatever.
I was right on the verge of being cool.
You know what? Here's the truth. I love this meme that says, if we wait for perfect, nothing will ever get done. Of course, That's not the meme because that was really badly worded. But the real meme says something a lot better. But if we wait for the perfect conditions, those conditions will never come.
Yeah.
If we're waiting for the perfect weather to go out for that run or to start, jogging, it will never happen. If we're waiting for the perfect day to start that diet, tomorrow never comes. We only ever have today. And so if you wait for everything in your package of who you are to be perfect, and that you will not be happy with who you are until everything in your package of who you are is perfect, then you'll never be happy because we'll never be perfect. There's always room for improvement in who we are, and we'd have to, those little steps just kind of help build that self-esteem to say, see, I am doing something good for me and making me a better person, a better version of who I am.
I do think, though, that you are the full package, like that you are hot. You're beautiful.
Being hot is only a part of the package. It's not the full package. There's a lot more to me than being hot.
We should do a podcast on that because I did not know that. All right, let's talk about the book. So I'm excited about this. What we wanted to do was to start offering people through our ministries free things, but substantial, like rich in content,
stuff,
good quality stuff. And so let's make a couple things real clear. Linda 360 is a ministry outlet for Linda to be able to talk about anything that she would want, the full component, the 360, the whole deal. So when you go to that page, you see stuff on, baking and cooking and, hair care. I've never
really?
Actually been to the site.
Oh my
so
gosh, that is not
know.
at all. Yes, that's
What?
horrible. Baking and hair care. Are you thinking about our daughter's glam life living?
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay, I don't know.
It's terrible.
But anyway, so Linda has on how to talk to elderly people, stuff like that.
Oh Lord!
Don't you have that whole article where you touch the lady
one
in front
blog.
of you?
Yeah, one blog.
How to get a tattoo and not.
You're embarrassing yourself.
So anyway, but Linda does this ministry. Linda
He doesn't know exactly what it is, but I do.
I've never been to the site, so
ever.
I'm just joking. That being said, of course, if you go to chrispadgett.com, you'll see the Facebook page and the ministry stuff that I do. But together, we have this nonprofit with the parents, Bob and Lisa Perrin, called Catholic Family and Marriage. And the Catholic Family and Marriage is kind of like what everything goes into. And so Catholic Family and Marriage, along with Linda 360, present to you a free ebook. I just thought people should know the 501c3 is Catholic Family and Marriage.
Right.
And basically everything you do is for Catholic Family and Marriage.
Right.
But,
because Catholic Fam is our heart's cry. Our heart's
Correct.
cry is for marriages and families of all sorts and everything about marriage and family. And but who we are individually in the ministry that we have individually is always going to be pointing towards that. Now, I'm excited about the fact that not everybody who follows me on Linda 360 is actually going to follow me to Catholic Fam, and that's okay because I want to reach a whole variety as do you. And so but yeah, so on Linda 360, this ebook, as a disclaimer, you will have to give your email in order to get it because that's just the way it's done these days.
Yeah.
That is marketing 101.
Let me ask you a quick question. If I'm a guy, which interestingly enough I am, will I want to get this free book? Like, I know it's coming at me from the feminine perspective, but I probably could get something out of it.
Did you get something out of it?
I did. I'm asking you so you can tell them.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly. It definitely will have a female tint to it.
It's like literally I'm lobbing the softball. All she has to do is hit it out of the park, right? And
so my question is, you read it twice. Did you get anything out of it? And you are a man. So... so that makes sense that you would say, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
look,
it's okay.
I think you could get it too if you're a guy.
This is a mess. We're a mess.
We are a beautiful mess. This book is going to be great. Why don't you give us a couple of the points?
Okay, well, I want to finish what I was saying. About the whole email thing. Okay?
Okay.
So, the email is... You're being dorky. Why do I want your email? I want your email so I could send you emails. And what's the point of me sending you emails? Is because it is I'm going to strangle you. I'm going to reach across this desk and strangle you. That is one point. Take a self-defense course so you can beat up your husband.
That is actually one of the points. Take a self-defense. That was a good point, actually.
Yes.
We're driving the other day, and Linda says, I'm trying everything I have not to start a karate dojo. Like,
Yeah.
Who says that? That's what my wife says.
Yes.
But look, the email campaign is a really important thing because there's going to be a lot of material coming out of
Right.
Linda 360 that you're going to want. She did last year the Living Christian Virtue series, which was 30 videos that people could use during Advent and Lent. It was phenomenal. Here's this free ebook. There's a lot of stuff coming your way for free.
Right, and if this book is not for you, there's more. Like you said, there's more coming up. That's good too. But but weekly, I send an email out that is really just me sharing from the heart of this family what's going on in this family, what's going on in my life, and in a lot of ways, I kind of let boundaries go. I remove the barriers that keep me behaving properly. In those emails, I let a little bit more of my feist through, a little bit more of my sarcasm through, and I think they're kind of fun. So
they are fun.
That's why.
And it's not spam too. I mean, honestly,
not,
I unsubscribe from a lot of junk because I just can't stand it. And never once have I felt like, oh gosh, not another email from her.
I would certainly hope not. It would be terrible, and you should never unsubscribe from that. I will know. No,
that is true.
I don't know if I
would, let's go through a couple of the points. Okay, take a self-defense course. Why is that going to help you to be a better
you? Oh my
you?
gosh, to be able to feel like you can defend who you are, I mean literally defend yourself, is so empowering. You know, I think that there's a misunderstanding. I see this even in my own girls. So my daughters are feisty. They have my feist. You don't want to mess with them. But just because you're feisty and you have attitude and you think, man, if anybody were to hurt me, I would, you know, really, I'd kick their butt. The truth is that in a situation where there's, like, you're in a real life-threatening situation, instinct is what matters, not attitude. And I think that just because you have an attitude of, I'm going to kick your butt, doesn't necessarily mean that's what actually happens in a life-threatening situation. And so it's important to actually train yourself properly about defending yourself. Why do I have a say on this? I started karate when I was 10 years old. It took me 5 years. I became one of the youngest black belts in my dojo. It was before the days when I think that they gave away belts like they do, and it's become such a huge money-making business, which is why I want to start my own dojo, because I'm tired of the huge money-making business of karate. I wanted to get back to the beauty of the art of karate, and there's so much discipline and art in that practice, and it's gorgeous. I love it, and that's why I want to do a dojo, but like I have no time in my life for that. But and that's, to me, I think that in a life-threatening situation, it's because it was so ingrained in me, in my natural reactions, that I think I'd have a fighting chance in a life-threatening situation. And so to do that, to give that gift to yourself is so important. Not just watch videos, but actually take a self-defense course and learn how to hurt somebody when you need to.
The thing about
like when you're doing a podcast.
That's interesting is part of the reason I thought that was such a good point was that it's a little bit random for the average reader. Like, take a self-defense course. That's kind of crazy. But you said something once to me that I, as a man, don't relate to. But you said just how freeing it would be to be able to take a walk whenever you wanted and not have to worry about, being attacked. And I thought, why would you be worried about getting attacked? But the reality is, unfortunately, you're more inclined to have that happen as a woman than I am to have it happen as a man.
Right. I mean, you can't even walk you can't even pull up to a gas station and pump gas without the thought of, am I going to get heckled? Is someone staring me down? I mean, one day, and this is a whole other conversation, but I'm literally climbing in my car at groceries and I feel like I'm being watched, and I turn around, there's this guy checking me out, and I want to poke his eyes out. I'm like, excuse me? Like, I'm working here doing something. I'm loading groceries. I don't need you to, take advantage of me that way. And it pisses me off.
Yeah.
But I think that's where that kind of, I think what's in me for this is something that has been developed in me through years of training and conditioning in the art of karate. And I want other women to feel that kind of empowerment.
Yeah.
And or men even. Men definitely need to learn how to defend themselves in this day and age too.
So we have get a new hairdo, like try something a little bit different, cut your hair if you've not done that, or color it, or get a different style.
I mean, my idea of that is that simply it's hair. Really, it's hair.
It'll grow back.
I hope it grows back. I mean, I say that every single time I go to the hair salon. Lord, please help it to grow back, because I'm not the nicest to my hair, but it is hair. And yeah, why not try something new? If you don't like it, if it looks gray, just keep washing it out until it goes away.
I don't think it looks great. I think it looks phenomenal. Let's go back
hair.
to the name of the book is.
Making a Stronger You without having to remake your own whole
Okay,
life.
how else can we make a stronger you? So we've got hair care, we've got karate. What else?
Start a new business.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the things that we'll do when we're doing the pre-canas is we'll ask the couples, if you were to start a business, what would it be?
Right.
Just experiment with that. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about kids or time or anything. If you just could do anything and you could start a business, what would that business be? And so the couples will write it down and then they'll share it with the group. And it's really fascinating to hear some of the ideas that people have had. I was just thinking about somebody who just I was just recently in Ohio, and their dream is to go to, I think it was Maine or somewhere in Canada, and open a brewery that's basically kind of, they did that statistical evidence, and they found that there's only one microbrewery in like a 3-city area, and they could be a real valid contributor. And anyway, I just thought that's so fascinating. Like that you would leave everything and start a business together in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Like, who does that?
But the thing is that in
that.
this in this kind of situation though, in context of this book, it doesn't have to be changing your whole life to start a business. It can be super simple as starting your own blog.
Oh, that's good.
Or you really like creating parties for your children, and you have some really great creative ideas, and so just starting to advertise those. The world is a whole new enterprise these days. The opportunities that every single one of us have are equal now in building business because it's so virtual. With the marketing is so different than what it used to be. It's not as expensive as it once was, and so it's a whole new world. And so to start a business is, in the olden days you have Avon, you have Pampered Chef, and that would count. That constitutes as a new business.
Right.
Or something online, or something local. You want to start a cleaning business, you want whatever, just babysitting, you do daycare at your home. And here's the benefit of starting your own business is there's a great amount of learning that goes into starting a business. Learning to do a business takes a lot of learning to figure out how to maneuver through the landscape of that business, and any kind of education that you give yourself makes you better, makes you stronger. And so in order to become stronger mentally, you have not just to say, I'm going to learn about this right now, but to have a reason to learn about something like starting a new business is very empowering, very encouraging, and it can open, who knows, you may think in your study, maybe I don't want to do that, and really at the end you have the right to fail. Who cares if the business collapses? It doesn't matter. But because again, in this day and age, it's just easier than it has ever been to start something new.
I love that, actually, and I love that we've done that pretty kind of regularly. We'll adventure out and see what happens when it comes to business. How about one more? What else?
Of course, you're gonna
something about a mechanic, right?
Oh yes,
I'm fascinated with this.
Yes, take a mechanics course, and that's something that you and I have talked about quite a bit. We've wanted to do, and it's totally. And here again, this is the same idea. It's about learning something new. With knowledge comes power. You have an empowerment to you that, and with power
comes great responsibility.
That's right, Spidey. But I think that with this, and specifically when it comes to mechanics, oftentimes, I know you would feel this the same way with me, is that we are at a massive disadvantage in our knowledge of mechanics, and that we are at the whim of the mechanic. Whatever he says, we have to say, okay, because we have no idea. And so to have some kind of knowledge, to be able to say, not necessarily, hey, I'm going to change my own brake pads this weekend, but to have some idea of how a car works and what really is necessary, and where's the wool being pulled over my eyes. And that is, again, super empowering. It makes you a stronger person to ward off, being taken advantage of.
Basically, we want to be like Marisa Tomei and My Cousin Vinny.
Oh,
so when
dude, that is the best scene.
when they try
ever.
to stumble and trip you up, you just know it's a trick question.
Yes, that's such a great scene.
Yeah.
Oh, I've played that for the kids, just that scene. Yes, it's such a great scene.
I think what I like about this little ebook that's free is that it's all very approachable, doable, and it's not like some sort of ridiculous, over the top, strategy on how to do all these things and then you're going to lose 50 pounds, or how to do all these things and you're going to make $1 million. It's just, how do you find maybe a new, fresh take on life? How do you become a better you? Why are you afraid to step out and change your hairstyle? Why is that a huge fear for you? Why are you afraid to step out and start a business? Or what if I fail? I think that's at the heart of it. And I think you're inviting people to say, so what if you fail? It ultimately doesn't matter. And I think it doesn't matter because the truth is that every successful person has had to fail a number of times.
Certainly.
And so it's a real invitation, I think. If we believe that we can learn from our mistakes, which we certainly do, then a bad hairstyle is only an opportunity to say, that's not going to work. I'll try a different one.
Right.
The long and the short of it is, it's free. Check it out. There might be 1 out of the 10 that really resonates with you and it changes your whole year. There's been stuff like that before. I remember I read a book or listened to an audio tape of 7 points, and one of those points changed our life.
Right.
And we implemented it, and it's been a huge moving force for us ever since.
Right.
And I don't know what that one thing is for you, but it's possible that the way that Linda thinks and the way that she articulates these ideas is going to really click and resonate for you, and not just impact you individually, but impact your family. And that's what I found too, that the points that you gave were something that we could do individually, we could do maritally as a couple, or even as a family. Like, think about this. What would you do as a family? If you started a family business, what would that look like? Or if you were all going to get different hairdos.
Or take a self-defense course together.
As a family, like, what would that look like? Or pick something that you would go and you would learn, like Spanish maybe. So
Right.
we're all going to go and we're going to learn Spanish. I think it's that invitation, and I think that's why you're going to love it. So there are 10 points. We want you to get a hold of that. If you email Linda at...
Nope, well, you can email me.
Yeah, Linda at
CatholicFam.org.
You can ask her some questions if you want, but you just have to go to the website
Right.
to get the actual book
It's on
mailed.
the website. So linda360.com, and there'll be a little button that you can push to say, I want the book. And you don't have to give your blood type or your social security number. Just email.
So please, check that out. Please also consider praying for us and supporting us here at Catholic Family and Marriage. This is what we do for a living. Catholic Fam is a 501c3 nonprofit. We're a religious organization committed to helping encourage, empower, and equip families and marriages. So honestly, we're all in. If there's something in your life that you guys are struggling with that you need some encouragement on, let us know how we can be a blessing to you. Maybe there's a podcast you want to hear about. We're doing this all the time, so we're open to suggestions. So without further ado, probably have to get about our day. God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.